You can see Design Studio screen. Hello, everybody can see my screen. You can type in the chat window below. Below also it is there. Surya, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Fine.
Okay, let's go ahead. So this is a Design Studio screen. Like when you see to the dashboards and these things, you will be having different components like analytical components, basic components, and container components. So using these components, we'll be designing the dashboards, we'll be designing, and some of the places where we'll be writing the script, and where we'll be writing some of the CSS style coding also will be writing. So first of all, as I told you in the yesterday's class, like what are the Design Studio server components are there? Yesterday's class, anybody can say? What are the DS server components? Design Studio thing? In yesterday's class, I had told you. Anybody? We have DS, we have DS BI server add-on, BW one thing, and we have HANA add-on. Like these are the three different things which we have it. Okay. So after installing the Design Studio, so Design Studio is of two softwares. One is Design Studio client, the client which you'll be installing at the end user systems. And coming to the DS server related to BI or BW or HANA, this thing has to be installed where BO has been installed, where BO server has been installed. So only the client will be installed at the developer's place or at the end user place. The client will be installing. The server component will be installed where the BO server has been installed. So go to the Design Studio and go to this tools and click on this preferences. Okay. By default, sometimes it will be in the local mode. If you are keeping in the BA platform, then you can connect to the BW queries and HANA views. If you are keeping SAP HANA, then exclusive you can select. You can use HANA views as a data source and create the dashboards. If you are selecting this SAP NetWeaver, then you will be connecting to the BEX queries and you will be using this thing. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So I'm keeping this BA platform and click on here and click on OK. So here, first of all, what you have to do means create analysis application. So here you will be getting the application name. This template is SAP UEFI or SAP UEFI mobile. If you want to design the dashboard for the mobile purpose, then you have to select this SAP UEFI M, you have to select it. If you want to select the output to be displayed in the desktop or the browsers where you want to see, then select this SAP UEFI. You have to select the first one. Give some name. Okay. give the application name, and it will be not saving on the desktop directly. It will be saving in the BA Launchpad public folders. It will be stored. This is the path you can set it. This is one of the folder I have created at the BA Launchpad. So it is taking that particular folder. If you want to store this application in separate folder, you can browse and you can change the path. You can do it. Okay. Design Studio dashboards, nothing cannot be saved in the locally on the desktop. You cannot save it. Everything will be saved in the BA Launchpad itself only directly. So go there and click on create. Design Studio, if you're accessing in the client machine, it is little bit slow. If you are working within the server, it will be faster. The execution time is a little bit more here. That too, this problem is there from the only 1.6 version, but from 1.5 we don't have that problem. Okay. So now if you see in the data source, you have got some folders. Here you have got is data sources, planning objects, layout. In the layout, what are the components which we will be using for designing the dashboards? All those components will be present in the layout folder. In the data sources, what are the connections we are going to use? Either Universe or the BWBX queries or the HANA views. Everything will be there in the data sources. Coming to the planning objects, there is in SAP there is one module called as a BPC, Business Planning and Consolidation. So for anything, if you are using BPC as a source, then it will be coming under the planning object. It will be coming. Okay. So now click on this particular icon and say add data source. So here, what are the connections which you have created in IDT? All those connections will be displayed here. If you see any OLAP connections and the universes connections, all these things will be displayed here. It will be getting like this. So the list of connections will be displayed here. So how these connections are created will be seen. That is part of a universe development. Only the connections which you create through IDT, only those will be visible there. Anything which are creating UDT will be not visible there. Okay. Project properties. One second. So go to programs and go to business intelligence. Everybody can be in mute.
Okay, sir.
All of them will mute. If anybody has any questions, just then only you can come, because the recording will be affected. So the connections are created at the information design tool. So the information design tool will be looking like this. You will be having two sections. One is called as the local projects and repository resources. So first what you have to do means, in the repository resources you have to add a system. Okay, click on insert and say click on insert session, and here you have to give the BO server name. So where do you get BO server name? In the morning class I told you, in the CCM you will be getting the BO server name. You have to get it. So our BO server name is NW73. So if you get this thing and give the username and password, you can give this thing and click on OK. So every time once you log in, click on open session and give the username and password. So like this we'll define for all the three systems, that is development, quality and production. First you have to define the connections for all these three things. Next, create new project. Click here and say click on Design Studio. So in the Design Studio you'll be getting a folder like this. You'll be getting it here. So here first of all we'll try to create a connection for MS Access database, and we'll be creating BW Bex queries. So right click. For all the RDBMS things you have to use the relational connection. Right click and say new relational connection. Click on here. Next. So before to this, if it is a RDBMS, then we have to create the ODBC connection. First we have to create it. Go to here and click on this 32-bit ODBC data source administrator. Go to here system DSN, click on add, select this thing and click on finish and give the name here. And select the database where it is located. And click on OK. So go to here Microsoft. Now go to this MX 2007 and select the ODBC driver. So drivers ODBC stand for Open Database Connectivity. So why we will be creating this ODBC connection means, the operating system should be able to communicate to the database. So for that purpose we will be creating this ODBC connection. So using that layer, business objects will be using that ODBC layer, and we will be using that in the business objects. It is called as an open database connectivity. So there will be two types. One is called as a ODBC, the other one is called as a JDBC, Java Database Connectivity. So two things, ODBC and JDBC things. Go here and click on next. So here if it is a Oracle or a SQL server, then we have to give the username and password, we have to give it. So this is a small thing, so you can just use this username and password, we can use it, no need of giving this thing. If anything Oracle or SQL server, then we have to provide the password. So go here and say click on test connection, click on this thing and click on close, click on what happened. So click on this finish. So here you will be getting this thing. So anything which you are getting .cnx indicate relational. Step 1, create ODBC, create 32-bit ODBC connection. So after that create project in IDT. First create a project, and next create a relational connection. Select source, create connection. So by default it will be getting created a local connection. So local connection is nothing but .cnx. So .cnx we cannot use it, so we have to convert that cnx to cns, means we have to convert local connection to secured connection, that is .cnx to .cns. So this is called as a, how we'll be doing these things. Publish the connection to Vivo repository. So now this is a local connection. Right click and say publish connection to repository. Click on next. Click on this finish. Click on this thing, click on close. Hello.